Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Achieving Alpha, and I'm back here with the post-market analysis for today, that is 18th March 2021. And as you might have seen that the panic selling in Nifty continued, and there were primarily three reasons for the same. So the first one was again the rising US bond yields, the second one was the COVID cases, and the third one was profit booking in general, because we have seen a lot of spike in Nifty in the recent 1 month or maybe the last 3 months, and definitely there would be some time when the institutions start booking profits. So I think that time has come. So we'll start by looking at the intraday charts for Nifty. So if you see that on a daily time frame, Nifty has closed below the 50-day exponential moving average, which is not a very good sign. The 50-day EMA was supposed to be at 14,650, and we even broke 14,500 today, which was not that great. But the good part is that we have closed above 14,550, so that is something positive. I think 14,500 should be a very strong support from here on, but again, depends how we turn up tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. Talking about Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty was also very weak today, and it was almost 1,000 point fall from the top. And Bank Nifty has also closed below its 50-day exponential moving average. And as I had mentioned earlier, that once we close below 35,000, we might test 33,000 in the short run, and that's what we have been seeing. We almost broke 33,700 today and made a low of 33,601. So again, Bank Nifty is pretty weak as on date, and I still think that it is still a sell on rise market, and the weakness might continue further. Talking about the other things, so in the live market, I had made this post today because I saw that the 10-year bond yield had again hit an all-time high of 1.712, and it has even rose further. We'll see what are the current levels, but yeah, that caused a panic in Nasdaq futures, and Nasdaq futures was trading over 13,200, and there was a sudden fall which brought it to almost 13,050, and that's when we started seeing correction in Nifty and Bank Nifty as well, and that's why I told that I was expecting a violent downside move. The max pain at that time was at 34,000 for Bank Nifty, and I mentioned that a 34,000 straddle would have been a good bet if you played it with strict SL. So at that time, the combined premium of the straddle was around 280 points, which was like really good. And if you would have sold that straddle, you would have made good money today. Let's have a look at the intraday charts. Again, Nifty opened gap up, but it couldn't sustain, and essentially it just saw selling pressure right from the start. And it was specifically after 12:15, the second session of the day. And it is always observed that in the second session of the day there is always a panic selling scene, because at that time the European markets open, and today the European markets were almost flat, or rather they were positive, but still we saw this sell off. And yeah, the primary reason was bond yields, COVID cases, and profit booking. So Nifty again showed some decent correction, and it was a straight one line fall. There was no retracement even if you look at these 15 minutes candles. So we have almost about 7 to 8 consecutive red candles, and these are big candles in size. Also, if I show you the volume on the futures chart, so the volumes are also high, so that tells that the selling was pretty intense. Talking about Bank Nifty, so again Bank Nifty had a similar story. We opened up gap up, and we could not sustain the gap up, and again if you would have followed the 50 EMA strategy, you would have made some really good money today. And yeah, same story in Bank Nifty. Since 12:15, we observed a very good sharp fall, and yeah, we almost made low of about 33,600, and then we saw some recovery at the end. So this was again really sort of a panic selling, and yeah, the bond yields, till the bond yields continue to rise, we will see sell off in Nasdaq, and yeah, that sell off will replicate in the Indian markets as well. Again, here the volumes are pretty high, so yeah, it's not a very good sign. And yeah, we might test 33,000, and then we'll see what sort of levels we can expect. If we hold 33,000, we might see some pullback. And yeah, these are the important levels which I have marked, so you can have a look and see for yourself. And yeah, I would still say that it is a sell on rise market, so each of these levels which I have marked, there are strong resistances, so you should note them, and this could be helpful for your trading. Let's go at the institutional data. So the institutional data for the cash market is out, and surprisingly FIIs have bought today. They are net buyers of over 1258 crores, and DIIs have sold for about 1100 crores, but still the market fell pretty drastically. I'm sure that FNO data, or basically the derivative data, has something to say. Unfortunately, it's still not out there today, so we won't be able to touch upon that. And yeah, there's something in the FNO data which might justify why the markets fell so sharply. Talking about the next thing, which is global cues. So if I show you the global cues, uh, there is still a lot of selling pressure in the US futures and in the European futures. DAX is trading above 14,700. It looks good, but the moment if we close below 14,700, then there will be weakness. Nasdaq has already slid below 13,000, which is not good, and it has already made a low of 12,934. US futures, or basically the Dow, is struggling to keep up at 33,000. So yesterday it closed above 33,000 after the Fed meeting, but right now it is sliding under 32,900. That's not a very great sign. And yeah, the S&P futures are also looking very weak. Talking about the European futures, so again DAX should stay above 14,700. If it goes below that, and if we close below that, there could be some intense selling pressure seen in the coming days. For CAC, 6,000 happens to be an important support, and for FTSE again 6,700 happens to be a very important support. Talking about the US bond yields, so again these are at an all-time high of roughly about 1.75, which is not that great, and that's where we can see the selling pressure in Nasdaq, primarily in the tech sector. And in our markets also, if I show you the index movers, so you will see that only ITC was able to keep the index up. Otherwise, the major contributors to drag the index down today was IT. If I show you the sectoral indices, so you will see that Nifty IT saw some heavy profit booking and was down over 3% today. Other than that, almost every sector was down except for FMCG and metal, which were trading flat. So this was the sectoral indices. Nifty Pharma was also down by over 2%, which is not good. Talking about the advances and declines in the market, so we'll see that over 426 stocks were advancing and more than 1500 stocks were declining. And in the Nifty 50 top losers, as I mentioned, there were IT stocks primarily. Let's have a look at the option chain and try to analyze what sort of signals are we getting from here. So this is the monthly option chain for March, and if I talk about Nifty, so the highest open interest is surprisingly still on 14,500. Now if we cross below 14,500 in tomorrow's trading session, we might see a shift from 14,500 to 14,000, but as of now people are still optimistic and bullish that Nifty will hold 14,500 in the monthly expiry of March. Talking about the highest OI on the call side, so again that is at 16,000, but I think now 15,000 happens to be a very strong resistance for Nifty, and that's where the second highest open interest is situated. So we'll have to see. Again, there is not a lot of data in this option chain, and probably in a day or two it will be more clear. Talking about the put call ratio of Nifty, so that has slid below 1. So this depicts that Nifty is oversold at the moment, and a PCR of 0.83 clearly demonstrates that. If I talk about the option chain for Bank Nifty, so for Bank Nifty again 33,000, as I mentioned, happens to be a very important support, and that's where you will see that the highest put writing has been there by the put writers. Talking about on the call side, so on the call side 36,000 has the highest OI, but I still think that 35,000 is going to be a very strong resistance now, because this was a very strong support but it broke it with good volume, so this happens to be a strong resistance for now. The important levels I have already shared with you on the chart, so please have a note, and yeah, this could be helpful. Talking about the possibilities and the game plan ahead, I mentioned it's a sell on rise market. So for every rise that you see in Bank Nifty, you should always plan for selling, because the bounces will come and the retracements and pullbacks will come eventually, but those will be selling opportunities because the market has turned bearish in the short term. Talking about the last part, which is any long-term investment opportunities. So the stock pick for today is going to be Navin Fluorine International Limited. Again, it's one of the best mid-cap stocks in the specialty chemical segment. The stock was down by over 3.5% in today's trading session. And if I talk about the all-time high, so from the all-time high, it is available roughly at a correction of about 15%. And it has been a great stock. In 1 year, it has given you returns of about 112%. In 5 years, the stock has given you multi-bagger returns of close to 800%, which is really great. So you can consider investment in this particular company for long term. It is available at a really good price if you want to consider buying it. And yeah, as on current date, the PE ratio of the stock is less than the sector PE, which is also great. So yeah, this is one such stock which has given you good returns in the past and will continue to give you good returns in the future. So you can consider investment in this particular stock at each particular dip, and I'm sure that this will give you good returns in times to come. So this was our stock pick. A lot of good stocks are available at a really good valuations after today's fall. So if you want me to make a video on some of these stocks which you can consider for long-term investment, do let me know in the comment section and I'll be happy to create a video on the same. So yeah, this was it for this post market report. Then I hope you liked this particular video and this was useful to you. If it was, please consider pressing the like button and subscribe to this channel for more such content. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Take care and bye bye.